Hi everyone, Ashnita here. I'm a Women Tech Makers Ambassador, and this is my very first time having a go at creating YouTube content for women tech makers. And in today's video, we are going to talk about how to use the section HTML element to create an ARIA landmark. You're probably wondering, doesn't the section HTML element already do that since it's got a role of region? That's what I thought for a very long time. And I've been using the section element thinking that it will be used as an ARIA landmark by default. But in this video, we will see that that's not the case. And we actually have to do one more step before we can use the section element as a region landmark. Here we go. For the demo, I have prepared a just a make-believe shop sort of site, and I've got sections for women's clothes, men's clothes, and kids' clothes. And having a look at the markup for this. Okay, so I've used the content sectioning elements. You can see there is a header to say this is the header of the page, and a nav to say this is navigation. I have used a H group to group the heading 1, which is the very important thing, that we have one H1 for our page. And there I've got a bit of subtext or subtitle underneath the heading. So I have grouped these together in the H group HTML element. Then I have got the main section wrapped in the main element, and I've subdivided the main section into further sections. So I've got one for the women's clothes, then one for the men's clothes, and one section for the kids' clothes. Within the sections, I have got articles for the actual individual clothing items, and I've got them in a list so that we've got extra information that could be available to the screen readers to give information about how many items are there in this section. Let's have a look at our site using Voiceover. I'm using Voiceover because I'm using Mac OS, and Voiceover is the screen reader that comes built in with Mac OS. So I can start Voiceover using Command F5.
Welcome to Voiceover. Voiceover on Chrome. Demo. How to use less than section greater than as an ARIA landmark. Tab content shared. Google Chrome. Window. Demo. How to use less than section greater than as an ARIA landmark. Web content. Has keyboard focus. You are currently on a web content. Inside a group. To enter the web area, press Control, Option, Shift, down arrow. To exit this group, press Control, Option, Shift, up arrow.
Okay, so I will press Control, Option, Shift, down arrow to enter into this group.
Banner.
And now let me open up the Voiceover rotor. To do that, I'll use Control, Option, U.
Landmarks menu.
And I've got this rotor opened, and it shows me the landmarks of the page. Since we're using CodePen, it's got landmarks for CodePen as well as the website we've created for our shop in this pen. So
Banner.
That's the banner for my site.
Navigation.
The navigation
Main.
main section. And then
Blue
it
t-shirt
starts
article.
telling us about the articles. The blue t-shirt,
Red dress article.
red.
Sports leggings article. Black t-shirt article. Black jacket article.
There isn't any landmark for the actual section. So if I wanted to skip straight to the men's section or the kids section, which is further down the page, I don't have that available to me through the shortcuts, through the Voiceover shortcuts. Let me just exit out of Voiceover.
Voiceover off.
Section by default has the ARIA role of generic, pretty much like a div. So in order for the section to have a role of region, which will mean that it will then appear on the landmarks list, I actually have to do one more step. We actually have to provide a exception accessible name to the section. And we can do that using the ARIA labeled by attribute. Sections usually have a heading, and in our case, it's a H2 because the H1 belongs to the site's heading, and the sections within have then become heading level 2. So what I have to do to provide an accessible name for this section is to use ARIA labeled by, and all I have to do is give this H2 an ID, call it women's, and then reference that ID from the ARIA labeled by attribute in the section. So this would be women's. And I can do the exact same for all the sections. So ARIA labeled by equals say men's. And I just need to create an ID and call it men's this time. And one more section, which is for kids. The H2 this time has the ID of kids. So let's just go over and start VoiceOver again.
Landmarks menu. You are currently in a VoiceOver menu. This is a list of VoiceOver menu options. Main. Women's clothes region.
There we are. We now have women's clothes region as a landmark, and underneath that we've got the articles.
Blue t-shirt article, red dress article, sports leggings article, men's clothes region.
And then the men's clothes region is a landmark as well.
Black jacket, shorts article, kids clothes region.
And so is the kids clothes region. Hooray, that's great. We have created a landmark region for our sections in the page. And now it appears in the VoiceOver rotor, and screen reader users can have that much more easier navigation through our site by going straight to the sections that they're more interested in. And that's all from this video. Thank you very much for watching.